What's up guys, welcome back to Decent Garage. Before we get into today's video, let me show you something. Got the trailer all cleared off, got a new spare for it. It is ready to go, and we are going to be picking up a new truck. Now, not a new truck, you know me, I don't want a new truck, but a new truck for the channel. It is a first gen, it is a Cummins. I want you guys to comment below, what do you think it is, what setup, single cab, extended cab, crew cab, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, 6-foot bed, 8-foot bed. What do you guys think it is? Next video, we will be going to pick it up. We're going on a 1,000-mile road trip this weekend with the family. We're gonna go pick it up, so you'll see that in the next video. Without further ado though, let's get into the Kubota motor and get it running. What's up guys, welcome back to Decent Garage. Today we're gonna be seeing if the Kubota that I bought for the CJ5 will start and run. So I bought it kind of, you know, I didn't see it run or anything, so a little bit of risk on my part, so we'll see. I'm hoping, you know, the oil looks good. It looks to be in really good condition, so let's get into it. Alright, so the plan for the video today, now I'm going to admit I've never started an engine out of a vehicle. So this is foreign territory for me. So I'm going to walk you guys through exactly what I'm doing so that if it doesn't start, you guys can help me out and let me know what I did wrong, because it's probably going to be user error and not the actual engine. Let's hope, okay? So I've got a starter right here, thanks to Rusty Autoholic Garage. He hooked me up, sent that out to me, let me use it. I'm going to be sending it back as soon as we get this thing running and make sure it runs well, but thanks, I didn't want to have to buy one of those. So I've got that, got bolts for the starter, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to hook up the starter first, right here. So we'll get to that point, and then we'll start hooking up the fuel system. And lastly, we'll start hooking up everything to the battery and get it ready to crank over. So. Alright, so the starter's in. Now we have right here, I believe is the lift pump for the fuel. So there's an inlet here. So that's where we're going to have a can of diesel right here going into the inlet. Then here's the outlet, and this went to the fuel filter, and then from the fuel filter to the injection pump. So we're actually just going to go from the outlet, loop it straight up over to the injection pump. And then it goes from the injection pump into the fuel lines to each injector. It's also got a line up to this fuel rail. So we're gonna have to, I ordered a new fuel rail because you can see that's cracked there. So I ordered a new one for what's supposed to be this engine, but it looks slightly different. What's up guys? It's a couple days later. I've got a smile on my face because I made a little bit of progress off camera. I'm going to show you what I did, but I got it to turn over. So here's what I've been doing. That fuel rail you saw is cracked. I found a dealership that has a new one for this specific model, but it'll be a few weeks out. So what I actually did is got some JB Weld and JB welded that little flange there. So it should work fine for now. I think it's a pretty low pressure overflow rail. So it should work fine. So I'm going to put this back on and let's head back over to the engine. So I got some new battery cables, got them hooked up. So I got the positive right here. Got the negative hooked to the starter mounting bolt I'm gonna hide that back there because I don't know what that's for. But I got the negative here. Also have it grounded up to the block. I took that actuator off, which opened up a lot of space. I made a little block off plate for where the fuel shutoff solenoid was. I took that off because it wasn't necessary. So I got a little carried away without the camera going. Got my battery out right here from the Jeep, hooked it up, jumped the starter, and it turned over. So I'm hoping, so what we're gonna do is put the fuel rail back on, get the fuel tank, stick the fuel feed line in the fuel tank, prime the system, and we're gonna try and crank it right now. So I've been looking forward to this all day, so I'm super excited. Cross your fingers. Actually, instead of crossing your fingers, like this video if you haven't yet. So let's go ahead and try it. Okay, so we've got our fuel feed line into the lift pump, so we're going to stick that down in the fuel. This is the overflow line from that rail. I'm just going to let it overflow back into this tank. Okay. So to prime this system, it's actually really cool how they have this priming system set up. Let me show you. So right here, this little valve, we unscrew that. It's a little bleeder valve. Got that unscrewed, and then what you do, if you unscrew this, so I'm not seeing it really draw any fuel up. So I think what we'll do is try and crank it and see if that'll draw it up enough. I hope it's not like a Cummins where we're gonna have to crack all the injector lines to bleed the system. I'm hoping by just cranking it, it'll build up enough pressure for it to actually feed the fuel system. So let's give that a try. This may take a couple tries, but I'm so excited. I'm hoping this thing runs. I'm thrilled that it cranked and turned over. I was worried that it may be seized up because I got it for so cheap, but it cranked, turned over just fine. So let's try it, okay? Let's see what happens. First try. Hey. All right, so it's cranking, but we're still not getting fuel. I wondered if I would maybe need some type of fuel pump. And then I found something else that I need to address. I didn't see this, but there's this fitting here and it's dripping oil out of it. So need to figure out something to block that off. Still no luck, but I figured out how to make it roll cold pretty good. Just block the intake off. Oh crap. My makeshift plug for this oil port exploded. Oh boy. So I'm gonna figure out how to shut that off a little bit better. And it seems like it's wanting to go, so I think it's just still trying to bleed, but I cracked all the injectors and fuel came out of each one. The fuel's getting to the fuel pump. Like, it seems like it should go. It's just not primed enough, I don't know. So I'm gonna clean up all this oil real quick and then go from there. Stand by.
All right, try that.
Ooh, it wants to.
Yeah, she's right there. Try that.
Okay, here we go.
It's right there.
Oh baby, it is running good. You can't see it, but the garage is full of exhaust. My wife just wanted to pick up the kids, so she's about to come home and see and smell the garage full of exhaust. So it runs really well. I'm ecstatic. This thing's awesome. So nice. So you saw I had my neighbor, he lives right there. He's a diesel mechanic, a Komatsu mechanic. So it wasn't starting. Apparently I hadn't bled the injectors quite enough. There's still air in there. So we re-bled them a little bit more and it fired right up. So he had a pipe fitting for this port, which I believe was for the oil pressure gauge. So we got that closed off. But oh man, this thing is awesome. I can't stop smiling. What do you do when something like this happens, you know? This is so sweet. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope this makes you guys excited to put this in there, have that nice little rumble. Thanks for all you guys' help. Rusty Autoholic Guy, thank you so much for the starter. This is going to be a fun project. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We will see you guys in the next video.